Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. Roll call.
George Hansen.
Here.
Terry Doty.
Here.
Jay Duras.
Here.
Rich Peterson.
Here.
Crystal Harlan.
Here.
Mark Neslusen.
Here.
And Michael Haydick. Here.
Item 2, review and acceptance of the minutes of April 4th, 2023.
Evidently, I didn't email them out, so I apologize.
Okay,
I have them.
we will take care of that item 2 next month. Chair's report, I have none other than to say thank you for filling in, Mark.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think you have a future in that job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
Item 4, code enforcement officer's report.
I don't think I have anything of value to contribute tonight.
Okay, unfinished business. A, proposed zoning change. Change map 34, lot 15, and a small portion of map 1, lot 10-1 from industrial zone to downtown zone.
Correct. So, we talked about this some last week. I know a couple of you weren't here, or last month, I should say. But basically, it's this triangular strip here, and then a small chunk of this lot over here. As you can see, if I zoom in on this, this is the guard shack here that they want to convert to a mill museum, and this is some equipment that belongs with the power plant right back there, so they cannot go back any further than that. So it'll just be that small portion of that lot and that triangular lot. And I can show you the existing zoning. All the orange is industrial currently. Purple is downtown, and the yellow is village. And the proposed would be to change just that triangular lot to downtown, the abutting zone, and the very tip of this lot, which will be its own lot very shortly if we approve this change tonight.
What's the dimension of the additional lot there, not in the triangle?
This little piece here,
Yes, like how many feet does that go back?
50 by 10,
I
something like that.
don't know the exact dimension, but we can measure it on here.
I'm kind of guesstimating by the 220 and the 238 and the 70 there. So that's not very much. Just a little chunk.
Didn't we discuss that that was owned by
About,
two different people last time?
It's about 130 by, well, that one end is 40 and the other end is gonna be a little wider because it goes out,
Yeah.
so. It's more than the required 5,000 square feet, which is the minimum for that zone, so.
What was your question, Chris?
Is there a setback on those lines of the buildings?
Setback would be 10 feet in the downtown zone. However, and it might meet that, I don't know. That is currently showing that it's more than 10 feet, but you can't trust the tax map.
But where the.
Back here?
Yeah, that.
It's showing that it's 15 feet. It is kind of what it is. There's not a lot we can do about that. It's an existing building, so.
Who owns the building?
The building currently belongs to, well, it was Ironclad, now it's Jera just bought it from Ironclad and bought the power plant, and that's part of the power plant.
But if you're separating
Property.
that lot,
Yes.
does it have to have 10 feet on either side of the lot line for a setback, if you're separating the lot?
It is supposed to, yes.
Shouldn't we make sure first
Make sure what?
that it's 10 feet?
So it doesn't automatically cause
It's
the
not
need for
20 feet.
variance.
I can tell you that right now, it's not 20 feet.
So I'm reading 14.7, is that
Correct.
right?
I mean, it's ballpark, but yes.
But that's a satellite shot too, coming down, so we don't know the angle quite.
Yeah, but it, it's probably pretty close. I've measured enough times on here and gone out in the field, and it's usually pretty darn close.
No, it's getting down there, 12.2. Do I hear
Well,
11?
So, but that's I guess it is relevant if the zoning changes is specifically so that we can change the law, but if we have to do a variance, we have to do a variance, but
And what's gonna be in that building? Is that the museum piece? Is that what we're talking about here? The whole building?
yes.
Is there a lease involved with that?
No, they're going to purchase this lot and the building for like $1.
Oh, I like that price. It's a good price. All right, thank you.
If we approve this.
Yes,
So would we have to give a variance for a non-conforming lot?
well, you can.
Well, I mean, I know we wouldn't, but they would have to go to try to do that.
I believe so, yes.
The town council would probably go right along with it then. I mean,
They
that's where
can't
it would.
either.
They can, I thought they could.
The appeals board has to do that.
Okay.
Zoning board of appeals.
But then you
grants
would go,
variance.
if they don't do it, you'd have to, you go back, town council can't do that?
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I actually thought they could. Live and learn.
Anyone else on the board here have any more questions for Luke, or do you have any concerns about this possible changeover before we move it to public comments? Anybody have anything they need to know, or, okay? Hearing none and seeing none, we'll open this up for a public hearing on this issue. Anyone that wishes to speak, please come up to the podium and identify yourself.
I'm Wesley, get up here first. Can I use the gavel?
If that'll help.
I'm Wesley Stubbs, better known as Chip to a lot of people. I am kind of the head of this operation of this mill museum. And our goal is to build a museum and a reminder of Bucksport paper. And it is it's paper makers by displaying artifacts and memories in the guard shack. This history of the mill is important to the town and surrounding towns where many of the workers and support people lived. Suppliers were from all over but need to be included. We have artifacts from the mill and the people who worked in the mill. My lunch basket as it came out of the mill my last day that I carried it, minus my favorite fork, my father's lunch basket, and my Black Sunday hat. Black Sunday was the day that they took double time away from us on Sunday. Many coworkers have approached me that they have items to donate as soon as we are ready. They just need to be sure their stuff is safe. And it's officially the Bucksport Paper Mill Museum. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wish to make a comment? Okay, we'll close the public comment section of it. I guess we next move on to, number 2 is to vote to send to the town council a recommendation for approval. I, for one, think this is a fantastic idea, and I think it's just as much a part of our town as anything else. So, would someone care to make a motion for a vote on this?
Move that we make a positive vote on this recommendation.
Okay, second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we send a recommendation to the town council that this variance be approved. All those in favor?
Well, hold on. Is there a discussion period here? Just a quick question. Where's the parking?
Well, I would assume that they would park in this lot here, but do you have any comment on that, Chip?
I don't know officially where the parking is. I know we had touched on using the you know, the possibility of assisting in using the church's parking lot. And one of the hopes that we'd like to see is have the walkway continued all the way down there.
Which the town would like to see as well.
Yeah.
We're just trying to buy those railroad tracks.
Okay. I just was curious because seeing the building, I didn't see any parking, so.
There's a couple spots right there. But then there's the spots over here that, but technically those won't belong to them. As of right now, that triangular lot belongs to AIM. And I've reached out to AIM and I have gotten no response from AIM, so.
Not surprising.
All set on that, Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, again, it's been moved and seconded that we vote to send the town council a recommendation to change this to the downtown zone. All those in favor of the change?
Will they be the ones that figure out if it's conforming? Well, I'm just wondering, are we just not gonna worry if it's a conforming lot?
I thought we had discussed that.
So,
Or just change, I mean, I'm all about it, I think it's great, I think it's a great idea, but
so the
We're
next
just
step would
changing it
be
to-
for us to, the zoning change would have to go to the council.
yeah.
The next step for the Paper Mill Museum folks, if assuming the council's approving this, is to have the subdivision that all the mill land was divided into 4 lots. Ironclad or Jera, I'm never gonna remember that. They own lot 1. This will be a modification of that subdivision. So we'll have to approve an amended subdivision. Before we can approve that, the appeals board will have to grant the variance to create a lot that is less than the required setback. At least that's my understanding. I haven't gotten a legal opinion yet, but I believe that's the case. A lot of little
So we
moving
just,
parts to this.
so we're good to go forward with this and then it will go to that? I'm just,
Correct.
okay.
Does anyone on the board have any more discussion?
Going once.
Before this?
Well, no, I'm good.
Going once, going twice. Okay, we're at the point now where we're gonna make a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Again,
All those opposed? Okay, we have recommended to send this to the town council with recommendation for approval.
we gotta get this thing under control.
Thank you. Number 6, new business, minor subdivision. Applicant Dan Burpee, Business Burpee Holdings LLC, location 136 Millville Road, map 5-lot 30. Luke?
All right, so this is a pretty straightforward thing, I feel. But I don't- for those of you that aren't familiar with the property, this mobile home used to belong to his aunt, is that right? And she had a hair salon in the garage here. She has sold the property to Dan, who came to me and got permits to convert the salon into an apartment. That's been done. The septic system wasn't what it needed to be, so they had a brand new septic system put in last fall that is adequate for 3 units. And he would like to put a second unit in the garage on the second floor. But in order to do that, that becomes 3 units, and so we end up with this subdivision because it's more than 2 units being created within a 5-year period, so. With that, I don't know if he has anything he'd like to say, or if you have any questions, but the proposed septic that's shown on that plan that you have has already been installed. The one that says septic was the existing system that's been now discontinued. So the garage and the home are both connected to what it says is proposed septic. Other than that, there's no new construction other than the interior work. At least that's my understanding.
Yep.
So,
I have a question. How do you access the second floor of the garage, which would be the new unit?
me to come out? So the hair salon that was existing is only half of the downstairs of the garage. That obviously is accessed right from the driveway. The second floor currently has stairs from the downstairs of the garage. We'll be installing a new covered exterior entrance on the back of the garage. And there'll be, correct, so right there in that shot, there's a set of double doors on the left of the garage door that accesses the first floor studio. It's about 300 square feet. And the second floor is about 600 square feet. And there'll be a new covered entrance off the back of the garage. And that'll have its own parking pad with two spots in the back.
Thank you.
What does public safety say about the second floor for escape?
It meets all the life safety requirements. It's got egress windows and it's got an egress exit. And the driveway that he put in is back here by this poles. You can't really see it, but now there's a separate road that goes in to the back. They had to put that in order to get to the septic, to put that in, so then now that it's there, it makes good sense to have the driveway. So,
Is that paved?
this is paved, yes.
No, I mean the
The
new
one,
one.
one out back is not. It's just gravel.
And can we see the shot again from above down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Zoom out a little bit.
So I see a shed here, but
Down
am I
here.
looking at two buildings? What am I looking at? It looks like one big building, one small. What-
Garden shed?
Maybe it's a garden, maybe it's, I don't know what that is.
Quonset building that's been removed. at the
Okay.
time, so, yeah.
Thank you. That explains that.
For what it's worth too, I think it's worth noting that I purchased a separate piece of land abutting the property, so now the property has a total of 3 acres.
Yes.
I was gonna say that driveway you put behind it would be really tight into the property line without.
Yeah. Just for what it's worth, his mother owns, this is his mother's house.
Gotcha.
Next door.
Oh, okay, I was going to ask about the butters.
So the other 3 acres is starting at the other side of the garden
It's,
from the road.
can you guys see that zigzag line?
Yep.
That zigzag line is, that used to be the lot, right? And so
Yeah.
you just put it back,
Oh.
so.
And actually, according to the survey, the lot that I added to the property actually includes all of the garden in that shot,
So on the other side of that, right there, yeah.
Yes,
all the way
that garden.
across there. So there's over 40 feet of frontage from the existing line. Yeah.
And we're talking a one-bedroom upstairs?
Yep. Both units in the garage are both 1 bedroom, 1 bath.
Are you gonna do long-term or short-term?
I took the words right out of my mouth. I was thinking the same thing.
At this time, it's just 12-month lease running.
Which we desperately need.
Why, you looking for a place?
No, but you remember Chris Pepin's building,
Yes?
when they put that out for rent?
Yeah?
They had 450 applications in less than a week. And they
No
had to
way.
stop, they had to cut off receiving them.
Very
Seriously?
nice.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The demand for housing is through the roof.
Oh, so what I should be doing with my place then is,
Creating apartments, absolutely.
Yes.
Move it to Bethel or
go.
Newry.
It's a lot of house for 2 people.
you're telling me. What's huge?
Anything else, Lou, for us?
Unless you have questions, I think I've told you everything there is.
Does the board have any questions for either Luke or the property owner on this?
Who's the other abutter? I guess the one that's like lot,
This one is
29, I
Jeff
think.
Smith over here.
oh, it's pretty far away.
Yep, and we sent out abutter letters to everybody.
Yeah, I just,
Yep.
Any questions from anyone? Okay, what does our next step need to be, Luke?
We have to have a motion and a vote, and if you
Okay,
approve it,
we don't need to have a level 2 or anything of that nature.
there's really nothing to review.
Okay.
They're not building anything, they're not changing the I suppose that driveway they put in, but they had to do that in order to access the septic and put that in anyway, so
Okay.
it's already done.
The only question I had when I got it was if they had done a perk test for the septic system, but I guess that must have been done.
It was, yeah.
Any more questions from anyone before we move on? We prepared to take a vote on this?
We're gonna have a motion.
Entertain a motion to either accept or reject?
I'll make the motion to approve the request, the application
Okay.
for the additional bedroom on this, or apartment on the second floor of the garage.
Motion to accept, anybody want a second?
I'll second.
And a second. Any more discussion from the board? All those in favor of that?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Jay's getting good at having a discussion.
I need you folks to sign one of these. Can be this one, I guess.
Anywhere?
In the block,
Ah, I see.
yeah,
You wanna do that one? Okay.
and, then Dan, you'll have to register that at the registry of deeds.
Look at that. Cool.
It's not a quick for a change of mind.
Somebody can put the date on there.
You would never change your mind, George.
Price of house.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, number 7, administrative business, none. Number 8, limited public forum, an opportunity for the public to address the board on matters related to land use or planning in the town of Bucksport. Anybody wish to speak? Hearing nothing and seeing no response, we'll move on to the next one. 9, discussions.
Just a couple of questions for Luke. Whole Oceans? I had to ask. In the fountain?
You weren't here last time.
Oh, I wasn't. No, I was not. I was on my way to Florida. But,
Why did we discuss it?
We already entered
Well,
it.
you said there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
so,
Ah.
the
No
fountain.
news.
Oh, maybe I forgot something.
in the- Right, the fountain, anything? Still in
I
court?
met with a buyer that has it under contract today.
Today?
I met with him today, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I see the for sale sign still out there.
Yeah, it's only under contract, it hasn't closed, so we'll
Oh.
see.
but it's under contract. That's interesting.
So they can
Wasn't
do
it under
due
contract
diligence.
before?
It was
Thank you.
Which property we're talking about?
Spring
Spring Fountain.
Oh,
You know, that favorite place across from the treatment plant.
I mean, they're gonna drop the lawsuit if they sell it?
I don't know if they'll drop the one in Bangor, they will have to drop the appeal of the dangerous building order in Hancock County.
You might be absent for a few months then, huh?
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Well, Mercer's looks good.
I was gonna ask,
Does.
what's going on?
Looks really good.
what's
They
going
did a
on with
great
that?
job with that.
It's supposed to be being listed, but I haven't seen any signs go up, so at least it looks nice.
It does look really
nice.
good.
But it would be awesome if it was listed, cause I really think something good could happen there, but
I hope they still left room for the veggie man to set up there.
They got lots of
honestly,
room now.
I'm hoping that he relocates to either the
Mhm.
hardware store or maybe Walgreens, if either of them will allow him.
Yeah.
Cause that
Leave more
site
room.
is not a lot of place to pull off. It's better now that the store is gone, but
It is, but Route 1 traffic and, you know,
it's
boy, it's,
dangerous. It really is dangerous.
He
And you
needs
get
some
the
parking.
tourists that don't really, they're not familiar with that stretch.
Yep.
So if Rob would let him do it in the parking lot of the hardware
Mhm.
store,
Mhm.
he could put a little pop-up tent over there and
sure.
it wouldn't affect Rob's parking, 'cause that's a huge lot, and it would
It
be
is.
so much safer, but
The
we'll see.
Walgreens lot is maybe even more spacious.
It is, but I don't know how they, Rob's very, community friendly because he's local, whereas Walgreens is owned by somebody, I don't know who, some corporate.
It's, for the size of that store, the parking lot's huge.
It is.
Yeah. It used to be full when that was a bowling alley.
I remember that.
Some of us are old enough to remember when it was a bowling alley.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Any more discussion on anything? I will move on to the next item, adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made to adjourn.
Any discussion?
Any discussion on that?
I second.
Anybody want to, okay, it's been moved and seconded. Motion to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Meeting's over.